What is up, everybody? It's Cannan back with another video, and man, Kerry has finally decided to throw the RWBY fandom a bone. We have new information going into RWBY Volume 9, possibly a little indicator of when the volume is going to premiere, some big things happening for the music of Volume 9, and a big change going into the behind-the-scenes part of RWBY. So this is very exciting. Cannot wait. I was at work when this news dropped, and I almost dropped my phone when it happened. Luckily, that didn't happen because we were really, really busy. Sadly, Jess is not in this video with me. She's feeling a little bit more under the weather because of the constant temperature change. We went from sub-zero temperatures during that ice and snowstorm to 60 degrees this week. So yeah, the temperature change is playing havoc with her sinuses and all that. Still have this cough, but I'm getting better. I can tell that I am getting better. Not a whole lot of information on my computer. My uncle thinks he knows what's wrong with it. He's wanting to run a few things on it, but there is a fix for it, a very inexpensive fix, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, let's get into the news. I've got a good bit to read. I'm pretty much going to read what Kerry said verbatim. If I mispronounce some names, I'm sorry. I am awful with names unless I say them a lot. But, yeah, if you guys enjoy our content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, leave us a comment. The big thing that me and Jess want to achieve in 2023 is getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully even reaching that. So please help us reach that. Hit that like button. And, of course, hit that subscribe button. Okay, so today, Kerry decided, it was 9 hours ago as a recording of this video, that yeah, he wanted to update the fandom on RWBY Volume 9. So I'm going to read this for you guys and give my thoughts on it. Hello there. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Looking towards the new year. 2023 can only be better, right? Yeah, hoping. Well, one way to hopefully kick off a great 2023 is to give y'all some RWBY Volume 9 updates. And boy, that's a bit of the understatement of the year, Kerry. I mean, we've not heard anything really since RTX. So he wants to go ahead and that's one thing about Kerry. He is very good at not keeping us in suspense. Right off the bat, this post isn't about the release date quite yet. That will be coming soon, and I don't just mean soon, but more like we'll have more info for you in January soon. All right. So at RTX, we got the first trailer for Volume 9. It said early 2023. Now, of course, being the hopeful that I am and the optimist that I like to be, that told me, okay, Volume 9 has taken a long time. It's been pretty much almost 2 years since Volume 8. This is the longest RWBY hiatus we have ever had. Like, it is getting bad. To some point, people are just giving up on Volume 9 ever coming out. Some are worried that RWBY is not even going to continue after Volume 9. And some who are so tired of waiting that they've dropped the show. Of course, a lot of stuff going on with Rooster Teeth and Warner hasn't helped either. But, I kind of hope that since the hiatus had been so long, that early 2023 literally meant early 2023, and that being January. Now, does that mean we will get the beginning of Volume 9 in January? I don't know. He does not specify what time in January. Now, if this comes out early January, like the first week or two of January, I could possibly see the volume starting as early as mid to late January. Now, if this update comes out in mid to going into the late part of January, we could be looking at a February premiere. That's just an not educated guess, but that's just me guessing. Who knows? It could be March. And that means that literally RWBY would possibly end sometime in the summer. depending on how long the volume is. Volume 9 has been said to be a shorter volume. We do still not know yet, though, if that means as far as episode count or episode length. Now, of course, it's probably going to be a shorter volume compared to Volume 8, when Volume 8 was a very long volume. It was the longest running time than any volume thus far. That being said, I do want to let everyone know that production is going really well. We're making great progress and are really happy with how it's coming out. Everything is still looking great for an early 2023 release. What I did want to talk about is a couple of exciting announcements around some key creative roles. So, this is great news. It's on its way. They are, as of right now, on that target release of early 2023. So, guys, as of right now, RWBY Volume 9 is coming out in either January, February, and at the latest March. I do not think we're going to be pushing into April. By the time you get into April, that's where you're starting to get out of early 2023 and into the start of mid 2023. So I think latest March, earliest January. That's not a confirmation or anything. I do not have any inside information. I wish I did, tell you the truth, but even if I did, I wouldn't be saying. But that's just my guess. Alright, so here's where I may get into some trouble with pronunciation. So if I do say this name wrong, I am sorry. I do know who she is, though. First, I'm super happy to announce that, please, if I butcher this name, I'm sorry. Yasa Bedola, who you may know as one of our 2D directors and animators, or as the creator of Recorded by Arizal. I think that's how you said it. I remember when that was airing, me and Jess had actually at one point planned to react to it, but we never got around to it. Or as a co-host of 2 different podcasts with me, is joining RWBY as an episodic director for RWBY Volume 9. So that's big news. Great for her. That's a great step up. But for me, this kind of quells some fears that many have had for the future of RWBY. If they're making step-ups in raising people up to other positions, then I don't think they would be doing that if RWBY was any danger of going anywhere. I also think the other announcement in this kind of points to that even more and more. Says Yasa has been involved in RWBY for quite some time, actually, as someone who we would bounce ideas off of or get feedback from, or like that time when she joined as a fan before Volume 3 came out, and we told her everything that happened in the season and watched her crumble into a ball of emotions. Good times. So she joined, and they told her everything that was going to happen in Volume 3 and just watched her crumble. Wow. Kerry's got one of those sense of humor that's like, it's a combination of very nice, very down-to-earth guy to, like, evil mastermind in a way. What I've always liked about Kerry is that at his heart, he is a big nerd, like a lot of us. And so I've always liked Kerry. You know, he's been there since day one. He's been there. He was there with Monty and Miles when RWBY was first created. So I've always liked Kerry. Kerry's never done anything. I don't think for me to ever dislike him. As far as I can remember, you know, Volume 1 was a long time ago, so I don't know if Kerry has ever gotten into any other kind of controversy like some other members have. But yeah. Kerry's always come off as a really nice guy. She's already brought some amazing contributions to the show, and I can't wait for you all to see them. You can follow her more here, which, he gives her Twitter and Instagram. Now, here is the next big piece of news that I was actually very, very surprised with. Second, here's an update on RWBY music from Jeff himself. from Jeff Williams, Casey's dad, who has, since Volume 1, come up with the music for RWBY. Now, I'm not into as much information as how much Casey has always contributed. Like, of course, she's always contributed her vocals, but I'm not sure if it's always said music by Jeff and Casey Williams. So I don't know if it was mostly just Jeff who would write lyrics or if she would help too. I'm sure she's contributed. I know in more recent volumes she's contributed a lot. But they let you know right at the beginning, long story short, Jeff is in fact retiring. And Casey is making the songs for RWBY Volume 9. So that's huge news. It's the end of an era, in a way. Jeff has always been a major driving force in RWBY's music. From Volume 1 to Volume 8, he's always been attached to it. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's like good for him. Good that he's reached that point in life where he can retire comfortably and just enjoy the ride from here on out. But it's also kind of sad, you know. That's another individual that's been associated with RWBY all this time, and they're departing in a way, you know. Which I think it's a little bit more comforting that Casey is always going to be involved now. The RWBY fandom loves Casey. I love Casey. I don't care what anyone says. She is the official voice of Neo, I think, in a lot of way, if you want to call it that, because of her doing Neo's battle sounds in cross tag, you know, the tag team, cross tag. You know, it's been a while since I've played that game, so I'm not really good at fighting games. But this is what it says. Over the last 12 to 15 years, I worked on music a lot. Like, a real lot. I'm glad I did, and I'm happy overall with the music I made alongside my partners. In the last few years, I started to realize that I wasn't really accomplishing new things, and that I was missing out on a lot of other parts of life that I didn't have time or energy for while working obsessively on music. Now, this, you know, there's a lot of individuals in life who let that kind of thing slip by them because they couldn't give up working. There's a lot of musicians who should have retired a long time ago, but kept on going. It's the same with sports, like pro wrestlers. There's a lot of them that probably should have retired a long time ago, Ric Flair, and they just can't let it go. But Jeff has realized there's stuff that he can still do in his life besides make music. And once you've reached a point where you're not really challenged anymore, you're not really, I don't want to say fulfilled by it, but you know, like he said, he said he was not accomplishing anything new. It was getting to where, in a way, I guess you could say it was same old, same old. So it takes a special part in your life to reach that and actually see that, be like, hey, I need to do this while I still can. I asked myself how I would feel if I worked on RWBY Volume 9. If I busted ass for another year, put out another good album that fans enjoyed, I would feel the same as I felt after all the other releases. And that's the problem. I want my life to be one of change, growth, and journeys. To me, that's what creativity is all about. I've been retired from music since releasing RWBY Volume 8. Now, that's really big news, and no one knew that till now. And for now, I don't see myself going back to it. I mean, who knows? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Right now, I'm not stressing over that. I'm enjoying using my time and energy and creativity in other ways. I suppose I should spend one sentence making sure you know that there's absolutely no negative situation between me and Rooster Teeth or anybody else. We've been good to each other and for each other. We've had an extremely successful relationship with an inordinate amount of trust on both sides. And yes, now I get to sit in the crowd and watch Casey melt your faces. With love and endless appreciation to you, my RWBY family, Jeff. So yes, it's kind of bittersweet. in a lot of ways. But yeah, Jeff had gotten to where just releasing RWBY albums and all that was kind of becoming stale in a way. Like, it almost sounds like he just wasn't creatively stimulated by doing it anymore. And so he's found other ways to do that. And I do like that he does bring up that there's nothing hard, there are no hard feelings between him and Rooster Teeth. And so we go back to Kerry. I can't even begin to say how much Jeff has brought to RWBY over the years. The songs have helped define what the soul of this show is from the very beginning. While we're sad to see him go, we're incredibly thankful and happy to continue working with Casey Lee Williams, who has also been a huge part of making the music of RWBY what it is today. She will be joined by Martin Gonzalez, who worked as a composer on Volume 8. Together, the two of them will spearhead music for Volume 9. While this is a big change, we're all confident that the music for RWBY will continue to complement the emotions of the show, while overall still sounding rad as hell. So that's Kerry trying to sound all cool and all that. He lists Casey's Instagram, her Twitter, her YouTube channel. For Martin, an Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and then ends it with, anyways, that's it for now. I hope everyone is having a great holiday and is looking forward to 2023 as much as I am. Kerry. And that's where the post ends. So, it's good that Casey is working with someone who also worked as a composer on Volume 8, because I will admit Volume 8 soundtrack maybe wasn't the best, but it is still what you expected out of a RWBY album. And maybe that was part of the problem. Maybe it's because Jeff was just not as into it anymore as he was. Because I thought Volume 7 was a very good soundtrack, and to this day, I still think Volume 6 is still the best soundtrack. Volume 6 slaps in so many ways. Rising is still my all-time favorite RWBY opening. And so yeah, while it is very sad, it's truly the end of an era for RWBY. In a way, you could say it may not be that much different with Casey still being attached to it. And that's why what my point is I just don't think RWBY is going anywhere anytime soon, or they wouldn't really even bother announcing these changes. So there we have it. We're going to have some news for RWBY Volume 9 in January. Hopefully a new trailer, and hopefully with a premiere date. We've got... Sorry, guys. This darn cough, it's getting on my nerves to this point. Let me go back. So we've got Volume 9 news. You know, we got a little bit of news, and then we're going to get some more coming in January. We got a new episodic director for RWBY Volume 9. And of course, we got Jeff retiring, but Casey is staying on, and she's going to be working with Martin Gonzalez, who was who worked as a composer for RWBY Volume 8. So yeah, some major changes. And hey, it's something that we definitely needed. The RWBY fandom really needed some new information going into the new year. So yeah, so me and Jess will keep up to date on it. As soon as this new information drops in January, you bet your ass that me and Jess will cover it. If there's a new trailer, we will react to it. We will dissect it. We will analyze it. Okay, sorry. I've got a cough. Another cough is building up, and I'm trying to finish before it comes out. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're as excited as I am for something, at least. You know, like, it seems like RWBY fans are just... they're drooling. They are just wanting something, you know, like they have almost, it's like we've went through Dante's Inferno. We went through that trip through hell, and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel finally. So yeah, just hold on a little bit more, guys. We've got something coming. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun, and I cannot wait to go on that with you guys. So if you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, join the Geeky Saiyan Army today so you can enjoy Volume 9 with us as it airs. As always, guys, this is Canaan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.